Do I technically make more money than a lot of them? Yes. But a lot of them I'm paying deep respect for. You're the king. This girl wants to talk to you, brother. Hey, listen, that's the big boss. That's the big boss. Yeah. Hey, me. I'm always showing respect. So never outshine the master. If you do that, a lot of men are going to let you into places, and even women are going to let you into places that you wouldn't have been let into, and you wouldn't have been knowing why, simply because you didn't try to overstep them. That's number one. The second thing is treat everyone kindly, and not like nicely, because people can like be nice, take advantage, but kind means like, hey, I'm going to treat you as an individual and a human for your own human rights. You're an awesome person. Respect. Nice to meet you. But the reason why you want to treat people with kindness, even people that are a bit dodgy, hear me out with this, is because you never know when paths cross. For example, actually I'm not going to say that example, but I'll put it this way. You might have bullied someone in high school, and then 10 years later, they're the CEO of the company that you're applying for. You might have, as a guy, you might have rejected the ugly girl in high school, but then she ends up gorgeous and she's dating Roger Federer 10 years later. The school teacher might have said something mean to you when you were in primary school, and they're thinking, they were 9 years old. But we are humans, we feel things, we have a deep emotional memory, right? That's why a lot of billionaires, a lot of them actually got beat up in high school. A lot of them were bullied. A lot of them have deep psychological issues, because to have an extreme reality, you have to have extreme traits, right? But anyway, a lot of billionaires are actually short as well. But anyway, so, you can't it's too risky to treat a lot of people negatively, because if you have too many enemies in the world, you might not have enough allies to protect yourself. So yeah, never outshine the master, number one. And then number two, always be kind. And when someone disrespects you, check them. ASAP, check them. I'm not saying don't check them. But even when you check, say someone nudges me. Hey brother, you nudged me, are you okay? That wasn't really cool, I didn't really fuck with that. Okay, cool. Oh, that was on purpose. Okay man, well look, okay, if that's you. And then if they're in my own club, I'll politely kick them out of the club. I'm not trying to, and I've been involved in like I've got scars on my body. You guys can't see this, but I've got a scar. This was from a fight a couple years ago. It's still here. Someone's watch like peeled the blood vessel on the palm of my hand, right? So like as someone who's unfortunately been caught up in a few instances in life, you're better off not trying to escalate things. Check them, keep moving, but always treat people with kindness. There's people that have done me wrong, that if they wanted to come to my club, as long as they're not violent, they can come to my event. Yeah, come to my event, man, have a drink. Because I'm thinking long term. What if they know someone, okay, that's violent? What if they know someone that's a client of mine? But because I kept the peace, that person is still a client. They're like, you know what, Dami, even though this person doesn't have a great character, you were still diplomatic and kind to them. People piss me off all the time. I'm a business owner, right? But those two things, if you do those things alone, they'll take you super far, like I'm telling you. If your younger self saw you now, what would disappoint them? I thought I was going to be running $1 million business by 21. I didn't. I did that by 26, which is how old I am now. So would I be disappointed? Perhaps, if I was to look back at 21. But I'd also be really grateful. I remember I'd spend 21 to 23 nearly every Sunday driving around areas like Toorak and Brighton to get inspired. I'll drive around these beautiful houses and I'll be like, one day I can live in a house like this. And now I live in a beautiful apartment with my brother, right? So things like that take time. But yeah, would I say I'll be entirely disappointed? No, I think I'll be a bit hurt about the basketball thing, because basketball, was a big part of my personality, particularly when I was growing up. But, I'm very grateful for the man I've matured into. And I'm really excited for the second half of my 20s. I think I've got a really cool base. I'll be looking at doing some speaking gigs later in the year for marketing, which is awesome. I've got some relationships with TEDx, which is freaking crazy. Again, this is the benefit, right, of playing the game long term. I remember at 19 or 20, I'd write on my whiteboard, TEDx talk. What was I even going to talk about at 19 or 20? Now, for me, it's more, can I fit it in, right? As I said, Alex Hormozi's team, hey, do you want to come down and be part of Hormozi's workshop? Like, these are things that happen when you stick in the game long enough, and we're just getting started, How do you manage stress? Again, I think stress is a choice. I think it comes down to language. I define stress as excitement. Oh man, I've got a big day. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. When I get the shakes, I'm so excited. My body can't even help that I'm so excited. I start doing a little dance. I'll play music. Nearly every time I close a deal, I play a song just to like get the vibes going. And when I was younger and I was selling cold calling on the phone, I would like need to like play music. I was a lot more emotional when you're younger and you're doing cold calling, not used to handling rejection. I'll play music while I was doing a bunch of cold calls. Now like I'm almost emotionless. Get through the calls, deal close, party time. You know, a little dance, play some music, another 2.5K a month, great. And then back to work. Like it's a quick 5-minute dance, whatever, get some water, boom. So when it comes to managing stress, it all starts with your language. Language is very important. And yeah, if you want videos on that, I mean, a big person that's going viral right now is Tony Robbins. I love Layla Hormozi's content on managing stress. But even if you look through some of my older videos from like 2024, I talk about like how to raise your IQ, how to be more confident, things like that. A lot of them, if you use the tools from those videos, will also help you feel less stressed, even when doing quote unquote stressful things. Okay, when should I hire a CSM? It depends on your business, man. So if you're in the agency consulting space, I would say at 20-ish K a month, you probably want to hire a customer success manager, or if you have anywhere between 10 or 15 clients a month, especially if you're trying to build a company, like an actual company, not just like cash flow business. Because if you have a cash flow business, you can collect more profit. But if you're trying to build a company, then, you know, we like the ratio of 8 to 12 clients per account manager. The reason why is because, you know, again, if you look at Dunbar's number, people were in tribes of 150. Once you kind of exceed 150, you kind of don't really care about other people. So we want to maximize the psychological efficiency of each account manager. So 8 to 12 clients per account manager is kind of like the rhythm that we have. And yeah, like by the end of this year, we're probably gonna have like 40 account managers. Like that's just what it is. All love, brother. You're always welcome for the help, man. All right, a few more questions. When was the last time you ignored your intuition and paid for it? Ignored my intuition. Honestly, I'm pretty good at trusting my intuition, man. To be honest with you, it's pretty refined. The last time, probably something girl related, if I'm honest. To be honest with you, maybe when I was like 22, 23, you know, maybe let the wrong girl into my life. Not any of my exes, to be clear, just because some of them might watch this. But yeah, just like, yeah, I'll leave it at that.